Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, guys? Getting ready to run this stream. Let's get after it. All right, guys, let's get into it, man. Day number 2 on the new software. Mess with the mic a little bit. We'll see if that's any better today, but good thing is the mic isn't going to help me trade any better or worse. Let's jump into it, guys. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Check out what's on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose all your money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. I'm just an idiot here on YouTube yapping for entertainment purposes only. Read the full disclaimer, do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money. I can't be unbiased from links and codes in my content like Top 1 Futures, Code RDF, Bookmap, a whole bunch of other firms and awesome companies that I'm partnered with. Let's hop onto the charts. It is 9:31, almost 9:32. Let's see what we got going on here on ES. We are looking at ES on the 1-minute chart here. This is Project X with Top 1 Futures, the instant funding futures prop firm. Just zooming back out, taking a look at this open, man. We're at an interesting spot on the chart. Very, very, very interesting spot on the chart. Ended up green so far this week, man. No complaints. Put $1,000 in these accounts yesterday, 3,000 across all three of them. Getting some nice profit rolling. We'll see if we can't keep that momentum moving. But losses will come, right? We'll take those losses on the chin. Our goal is not to win every trade, to win the next trade, to never take a loss. It is to put our trades on as they come without reservation or hesitation, in the words of the great late Mark Douglas. So while this is opening up above VWAP, just wanted to see if we started to pop or anything crazy right off the bat. We had some liquidity, like a lot sitting on the book right above, but it's been getting moved around and pulled off. I'll show you guys that in just a bit. 950s up above prior day high is the largest stack, or all the way down to 850s if I'm looking at bookmap, level 2 data, order flow, where live liquidity is in the market. You want to check out Bookmap, link below for that one as well. But first, let's, good morning, what's going on? What's going on, guys? Sounds so much better. Awesome. Welcome, appreciate you guys hopping back on. Smash like, smash subscribe, or don't do anything. You don't have to do anything. Free means free. Let's see. So hopping out to the daily like I like to do right off the bat. Not because I use this really higher time frame, in my analysis, right, how I'm trading on the 1-minute chart. It just gives me some reference. It gives me an understanding of kind of where we are. If you know me, I don't pay much attention to fundamentals, right, what the Fed's doing, the rates. But I do like to track what we're looking like on the higher time frame. That daily chart to start every morning right before I jump down onto the lower time frames can really allow me to kind of understand what's been going on week over week, day over day, kind of where we're at. So here we are, blasting above highs, man. We have had a big gap up situation or decent gap up situation for the Monday open. Nice big bullish close. We did pull back quite a bit during NYSE session and then run back up towards the highs. Nice bullish candle yesterday. Pretty clean to the upside, breaking above and closing above Monday's high. And here we are today, really opening to the upside, coming to run towards prior day's high, Tuesday's high, here on Wednesday, May 14th. We are above this area right here, and we are at a pretty interesting level, right? We're in between all of this nonsense, areas that have been tested multiple times as support flipped resistance, right? You can see how gnarly of a rejection this was last year, right? We're looking way back in time, but, this structure does still come into play. But as a whole, this is an interesting level. Obviously, we're approaching the massive round psychological number here on this ES futures contract, which is the 6,000 level, right? Headed towards the 950s right now. If we get above prior day high, you'll see where the 950s are. Low volume area, right? If I'm way zoomed out, and where's the next high volume area? Next area that was tested a million times, support and resistance, 6,000. That's why it's a clean level on my chart. I don't need to draw a discretionary level because we got that level right up there. So, looking bullish, right? Looking really bullish. We are significantly, popping off these lows, 20 some odd percent. I think I read we were only like 4 or 5% off of all-time highs. Insane, man. Bulls are in town bringing this thing higher. For today, I could definitely see some potential for chop consolidation. We don't have any news today. We have a couple FOMC speakers, but no red or orange folder news today that would really be moving the markets like crazy. But here we are testing overnight high. Got some momentum, man. We got some volatility to the upside right off the bat. I don't like to jump into the market. If you're new here, I don't like to jump into the market within the first 15 minutes. I really try to keep myself out unless I see something beautiful that's setting up. If you've been watching how I am trading ES on these low time frames, tight stops, it is somewhat counter to the initial movement. I like to be in line with the higher time frame movement. I wasn't yesterday, where I was taking shorts and getting paid on it, but I manage these trades pretty aggressively, pretty tightly. In the morning, right off the open, I like to let the algos, gamblers, everybody who's in it for fun, just jump in the first couple minutes. I think there's always a lot of volatility, or oftentimes a lot of volatility, a lot of uncertainty, and market just moves like crazy. I like to let it open up, start to show its hand, and then maybe look to get involved once we get a little bit more structure, a little bit more direction out of it. So that's my game plan right now. This is looking bullish, kind of analyzing what we saw overnight. Let's zoom back out. We've got yesterday's session right here. Nice bullish movement, but we did have some big choppy pullbacks here. Overnight session, we sold off into the close. Overnight, we really chopped around VWAP. We did start to pop here through London into that open. Came back down to VWAP, chopped around, swept below lows, and now we are pushing in pre-market and into NYSE open. Overall, this is pretty much just holding bullish above VWAP. Not a massive trend to the upside through Asia and London session, but popping right at the open here. I could see a pullback. I could see a pullback to potentially, extend this daily candle's low. I could see a pullback towards this VWAP, this level here, the 5900s, easily back down to the 915s before we start to run the highs. We came up and we might pull what we did yesterday where we just started to break out right off the open, right? We really just did not take our foot off the gas nonstop. I was stuck waited patiently, and it paid, right? Took one trade, got paid on it, put 1,300 or something bucks across the three funded accounts. So I like to do that. I like to wait patiently, let the market kind of open up, go crazy, not look to jump in, do anything too quick. But yeah, I'm obviously looking for longs, right? I will take shorts based on, what happens. If we get nice overextended, we get key tests of levels. If we have a ton of orders on the book with nothing else below, I could see an aggressive short for a pullback down towards VWAP, down towards point of control. Looks like we're kind of getting that already. First 5 minutes to take it off of overnight high. It's a play, but it's not my favorite play. Just really aggressive. And, oftentimes you'll have direction, right? But it's just so volatile to run a quick, 10-point stop the way that I've been operating around that level. You can get wicked out pretty quick. So I could see a pullback down for sure. We got liquidity at the 915s and definitely towards the 5900s. We come down and check out the 5900s. I'm going to look aggressively long. Why? That would be right down into this area of high volume here. It will be a nice pullback, value area low from prior day. I could see that as an area where buyers start to step in right in the middle of this consolidation. We do have to watch down towards this overnight low level, right, for a sweep below that level if we start to pull back at all. But I could definitely see aggressive longs, right, as we're coming down around that, let's say 5,900. We're going to watch how this develops and kind of fine-tune that. To the upside, not looking long right off the bat. You could be more aggressive and look for longs off the 15s, off of VWAP if we start to pull back down. You could be long right now, saying we're going to break out and run, put a new huge daily candle in here to the upside. I'm also cautious that we could chop. Again, we don't have any red folder news. It's a no news Wednesday. We've had some large movement this week. We haven't really pulled back aggressively, so I'm just looking at that and analyzing the higher time frame structure. I think we could chop. We could be in for a pullback. Nothing wrong with that. I don't think that would be crazy, breaking this crazy uptrend structure that we've had. So long story short, I'm very flexible today, unbiased, the way that I like to come into these markets, letting the markets set up, let the markets do its thing, kind of open up for the first 15 minutes, and then start to look for some trades. But yeah, right off the bat, I could definitely see a pullback down past VWAP, and I'd probably start trying it long. Again, not off of VWAP, not super aggressive off the 15s, but back down towards that value area low level from prior day, right? This level down in here around that nice round psychological number. But let's say what's up to you guys in chat. Boom. I'll throw the free Discord in there. We got more and more people hopping on every day, man. Welcome to the show, guys. And just in case you don't know, still got 2 accounts on the board for this week. No giveaways yesterday or Monday. Keeping you guys on your toes. We got 3 days to give away 2 accounts. Is today one of those days? I don't know. Gonna have to hang out if you want to and decide that for yourself. Find out for yourself. What's the range of volume profile? Yeah, man, happy to show you what that looks like. I got 3 volume profile tools on my chart that I'm using. This is visible range volume profile. This is the standard indicator volume profile under the indicators tab. Visible range volume profile or volume profile visible range. This over here is prior day's regular trading session hour fixed range volume profile. This is 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, regular trading session hours all the way for prior day, value area high, point of control, and value area low. This displays differently on the 1-minute chart than it does on the 15. I mark this from the 15 just to keep it consistent every single day. Comes in pretty close, but that's why that would be not lined up the way that it is right there. And then one more, none of these levels showing on my chart on the 1 minute because we are so far off of prior week's volume profile, but this is prior week's volume profile. Exact same thing from the start of the open on Sunday all the way through the close on Friday. Again, taking the same levels, prior week value area high, point of control, value area low. That is my volume. That's my volume areas. Simple stuff, guys. Simple stuff. Same boring stuff that you see a lot of traders do because it works. Works pretty well for me. He's going to blue balls all week and give away 2 on Friday. Luke, I don't know, man. I don't know. You're going to have to decide that for yourself, and you'll find out if you hang out or after the fact. But I don't know, man. I try to be fair as I can be, even though it's my show and I'll do whatever the hell I want. But I don't. Sometimes I maybe give a little hint, but I try not to give any hints. Try not to give it away. It's to give back to you guys right here that are on the live, and I think it's a really cool way to do it because you have a great chance of winning. If I put it on Instagram, if I put it on Twitter, if I put it in Discord, there's thousands of people, right? There's 32 people. What I'm seeing, 33 people, no, 31 people dropped. Right now, you have, if I did it right now, you have a 1 in 32 chance of winning a 50K instant funded account. I'm not dropping it right now, but I'm telling you the reason why I like to not say it and do it. I encourage you guys to hop on here. Obviously, it's beneficial to me, beneficial to you as well. You got a great chance to win one. Let's see. Is that VWAP? Yeah, guys, again, watching the market open up. I'll talk to you guys in chat. I like to answer questions. Watching this start to sell off, just to start framing a trade, not to get too distracted. Yeah, brother, you don't have to spam the chat. I see you commented the same thing like 3 times, now 2 times. It is VWAP, but chill, my man, chill. Throw a question in there. I'll come back to you. It is a standard VWAP line with white in the middle. No need to spam. So I'm looking to start to pull back down towards the 900. I'll do you one better, man. I'll give you a full chart setup. I'll go through everything on my chart in detail, and I'll tell you if I have any custom settings. So watch this pull back down past the 15s, right? This was kind of first area we're looking right down to VWAP. I'm not looking at this aggressively long. I want to see a more aggressive pullback down towards prior day value area low, right where we have a decent stack of liquidity on the book. I can't show you guys bookmap without changing up 47 screens right now, but at 902, if any of you are looking at the DOM, you can confirm this yourself because this isn't some special hidden information. You can see it on bookmap. You can see it on any depth of market that you're working with. At 5902, we have about 240 orders on the book. Oh, and now it's off. Yeah, somebody's playing around with orders down there, man. It was up above price. This is the deal with bookmap and order flow. You can catch spoofing. You can get back and forth BS. But here we go, selling off pretty aggressively. I'm still going to look for it down around that 900 level. It would be kind of dicey to take it above overnight low. So I'd have to make the conscious decision. Do I want to get involved right here and run a stop, which I would down below overnight low, something along those lines, looking for a rejection of this level? I kind of do. So again, framing a trade idea, looking long, following higher time frame price action market structure, low time frame price action market structure, entering long on a pullback at a key level where we had some liquidity. We don't have too much now. It's kind of getting fed on and off the book. But off of a key level, right? Off a key level where I'm expecting maybe buyers to step in, start to take this thing back higher, and that we are not going to just sell off all day and flip this into a completely bearish down day. So that's kind of trade idea number one. Like yesterday, I'm going to wait. I'm not just going to throw limit orders on the chart. I'm going to hang out, watch what happens, right? I was watching the 900s for a short yesterday. We ripped through that. And I was watching the 905s, 910s. I hung out until we got to the 915s, started to hesitate. I could read on order flow, at least to the best of my abilities, that it looked like sellers were starting to step in. That saved me from getting my face ripped off entering at, the 900s. So same thing today. I'm going to look to enter aggressively, and I'll still get my face ripped off on plenty of these. But that's kind of trade idea number one. So let's see as we come down here. 947, we're past that 15-minute opening time frame. Let's see what we get down to here. Let's see. Like I said, chat, I'll come back to you guys. I try to focus up when I'm actually getting ready to get into a trade, right? Not going to be a full risk one either. Going to keep this low. Going to keep this low. This is probably something I'd need to try twice, or I'd want to at least have the option to try twice, if not a third try. For that reason, I wouldn't go in. What it would be like full risk for me around that $1,000 per trade level. I'd kind of be on the high end of what I would give myself for one trade. All right, here we go. Yeah, we're coming down pretty aggressively. Here we go. Trading 904s, 903s, testing that value area low. We got a lot of liquidity stacking up all the way to overnight low. I'm going to hang out on this, guys. I'm not going to dive in front of this right here. Not until I get some indication that we're going to take our foot off the gas. This is really aggressive. Obviously, we are knifing to the downside. 900, I think, is a key level that a lot of people will have their eyes on. I'm going to give it another 4 to 5 points down around overnight low and look to aggressively take it long down here. So here we go through the 900s, or at least hesitating at the 900s. We now have some liquidity stacking up on the book at the 80s, all the way down to the 80s. That could be a problem. So look at that bounce, man, right off the 900s. Yeah, so here's what, I'm not jumping into, but that would immediately let me get a stop loss to break even. That would be the trade idea for number one if I was going to be super aggressive off that level, which I'm not today. Would have immediately caught a little bit of a bounce. It was at about 3-4 points, and probably stopped at break even. But this is just too aggressive to dive right in front of for my taste. We have liquidity all the way down to the 95s, and then it drops off until we get down to the 80s. Now, this thing could nosedive right through overnight low and continue, but I'm going to look aggressively long if we don't bounce off the 900s, which we are. Yeah, again, held off on trying it from the 900s just because I don't want to stop like a couple points below these 96s. This would just put me a little bit tight to where I would like to be to allow this thing to kind of come down here, take out liquidity maybe from this overnight session down below these lows. But here we go. Here's a nice bounce off the 900s, right? Immediate 5-6 point bounce off of the 900s. Let's see if we continue to nosedive before we start to pull back up towards VWAP before temporary point of control. Yeah, I'm looking aggressive around the 95s, right below overnight low. That's going to be my play. I think even if we continue to sell off, we could see a nice bounce like that right back to value area low, come up and sweep these highs, maybe before we are going to head down towards the 80s. I could see that happening. So looking long, somewhat aggressively, very aggressively based on this price action, off the 895s around that level. Do we have to hit that level? No, but that's the last area where we got a nice stack of liquidity. We could definitely dive through that. We might not bounce at all. We got some to the upside back at the 925s, which I like. And right off of another key level, overnight low. There's not much below that until we get way lower, right? 20 points lower into the 80s. I think if we sell off through the 85s, we're headed down to those 80s. And, I'm just early on it. So that's trade idea number one. Let's see if we kind of get a setup for that. Let's see what we get. Nope, bouncing off the 900s. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Yep, 906s, 907s. This is going to get invalidated if we come all the way back up through these highs. I'm not going to want it if we come all the way back down through the lows. 900s might be the play. But while we're waiting for this to set up, there's a 10-point bounce. That one would have paid off the 900s. I probably would have been aggressive and gotten stopped at break even. Ooh, maybe not. Those didn't even come down and touch it. But just gave it a little bit more time. That's very aggressive to dive into right off of that round number in between value area low, having overnight low so damn close. So a little bit more patience on this one. Boring is good. Have you thought about diversifying your trading to metals or other commodities? Spend time learning gold markets. Certainly good risk to reward, especially this morning. Kyle, yeah, for intraday trading in futures here, look at that. Took that 900 bounce. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Somebody did. For trading futures here on the low time frames, I find most guys that do really well, and myself where I start to find a lot of consistency, is hyper focusing on one instrument, one financial asset, right? And for me, that's ES. And if I do bounce around and I look to move to anything else, I typically stay on that, right? Like I've been on NQ for a while, I've been on YM for a while, but these things move so uniquely. There's little nuances in between all of it. And I came from the Forex world, swing trading, a lot of different Forex pairs. And coming to hyper focus on one thing day in and day out, stare at the exact same chart, you really develop a feel for it. So outside of higher time frame stuff, I really like to hyper focus on one thing. And then if I do move around, I tend to hyper focus on just that thing, trade one instrument. That's different than a lot of guys. Some people bounce back and forth. They'll trade all the US indices and gold or crude oil, and that seems to work well for them. But I've seen a lot of guys do it. It's kind of like being in, looking at one thing, right? One chart every single day and just getting such a good feel for it. I think the trader that focuses on just ES is probably going to be better than the trader that focuses on ES, NQ, YM, CL, GC, and lean hogs. I think you're just going to have a better feel for ES. You kind of pigeonhole yourself, right? You might not have opportunities every day for your system, your approach. That would be a trade-off, but that's my thought process on that. Let's see. That's true. We talked about VWAP. Yes, that is the white line is VWAP. I'm going to go over my chart as well. He has a video explaining volume profile setup. Yeah, again, if you click on my profile, right, you're here on YouTube. I have multiple videos, long form videos you can go through. You could look at my entire setup here for Project X. Everything to get this exactly the same way. I take you step by step. My chart setup, my components here, everything, settings, colors. Click on my profile, go to the Project X tutorials. I also have one on volume profile where I give you my entire chart setup with settings and everything. Great input. Who broke the VIX? We got someone calling for the downside, 58.68. Could see that. NQ was testing settlement. Took the 900 bounce. Nice. 1400s times 6 evals. Very nice. Talked about that video of my entire chart setup indicators explaining everything. I've been so many times before, I'm done for the day. Yeah, wrap it up. Wrap it up 100%. I'm the guy in your Discord that said I'm on 100 evals on Apex. And yeah, man. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you, dude. Welcome to the show. Keep passing evals, but below PA. Yeah, we'll talk about that if you hang on, man. I'm going to watch this start to come down to this level that I was watching, the 96s, 95s, before I dive into too deep on that. But we'll talk about that. Strongly agree with that. I got you, Enzo. I'm not exactly sure what you were agreeing with, but I appreciate it. Thanks for agreeing with me. Giveaway today. I don't know. Random days, random times. Like we talked about earlier, I have 2 left to give away. I'll always give you guys counts. I've got 2 left to give away. I'm going to watch this come down between now and Friday. Is it today? Are there 2 on one day? I don't know. I keep it random. Well, technically I do know, but I keep it random. Random days, random times. I ask you guys to smash the like button. We set a goal to hit on likes. We do that. Form drops. No purchase necessary. You fill it out. You got a chance to win right here on the live. And a really good chance. It's for you guys that hop on the lives. I'm grateful for you guys. I appreciate it. Right? Okay, so we got liquidity all the way down through the 95s. And now we got a nice stack down there at the 882s. What is down there? What are we looking at down at the 882s? Top of the Newswick. Yeah, right into the top of the Newswick near this level right here. Eesh. Yeah, I'm going to try first trade aggressively through the 95s. That's what I'll be eyeballing. I'm not going to survive it if it comes all the way down to the 82s. It's a nice 10-point spread. I wouldn't want to have it a stop like down into the 70s. I think that's allowing too much room. I don't know that we bounce off the 900s, though, and we don't come down and check this out. This would be a decent pullback. I may be looking for a lot out of the market on this one, but I'm going to stick to my guns, wait for my level to be tested. This doesn't look like it's done just yet. Moving to the downside, so we'll let it do its thing. Watching this come lower. I see you guys chatting in the chat. What's going on? Appreciate you being here, man. Smash like, smash subscribe. If you want to, do whatever you want. You don't have to do anything, man. Free means free. That's why I love doing this stuff for free. And while I'm yapping, waiting to see if we come down and test the 95s for a long, just below overnight low, following higher time frame price action, market structure, and hitting a level of liquidity, just to frame that trade for you guys one more time. If you don't know me, my name's Zach. Been in the markets for about 6 years. I trade live here on YouTube. I run a 100% free trading Discord. I don't claim to be the best trader in the world. Taking quite a few payouts. Top step this year every month. Multiple across 1 month, which was pretty sweet. But I'm not on the leaderboards. I don't have all the biggest P&Ls and payouts. I don't claim to be the best trader. I don't have some magic answer on, you just got to copy what I'm doing or some magic indicator or approach, right? And I really don't talk too much in detail about my trading because I don't have to, right? I trade live on YouTube here naked, straight from the platform. You can watch me make mistakes, take L's, right? Lose accounts. You can watch me run up accounts, make profit, do decently well like we've been doing this week, and everything in between. And I'm happy to show you what that looks like for me personally for free. You want to hop in the free Discord? Awesome. You want to hop on these sessions? Awesome. You want to say, that dude sucks. He's got a dumb haircut, and I liked him better with long hair, and I'm going to fade him now. I hope you pass evals and take payouts doing that, man. I genuinely do. But I'm grateful to have you guys here. It's awesome to build this community. It's so fun to have, almost 2,000 people in Discord talking about their journey, talking about, the good, the bad, everything in between. I really appreciate it. If you support me on the back end, remember, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated. I stand to make money from firms, from software companies. You support me on the back end. You support yourself by getting yourself a deal. Awesome, man. I greatly appreciate you. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You could do whatever you want to do. But that's a little bit about me. You want to learn more? Hop in the Discord. Watch me here on YouTube every damn day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Watch the YouTube videos. Follow me across socials. I keep different socials updated with different things. Yeah, man, happy to do it. This was the bounce off the 900s, boys. Oh, test of VWAP, and then we come back down. I don't like this so much now. Yeah, so now we're forming more downtrend structure. I wanted a nice wick to the downside before continuation to the upside. This would have paid me my 1-to-1 right off the 900s. Kept myself out of this one right after the 15-minute time frame. Really aggressive selling pressure right into a big round psychological number. This was, semi-valid, but we had overnight low right here. We had a lot of liquidity down to the 95s, the 895s. That to me is jumping in, 5 points ahead of that just is not my play. It doesn't make sense to me. So waited patiently, but did not get the trade set up, right? And that's part of it. It's part of it. Not a missed trade for me. Close at the 900s, but not valid, right? And if I hopped in here at the 900s and I had my stop ran down to the 90s, and then we bounced off the 90s to continue, and had I waited patiently and entered at the 95s and survived it, I would say that was a bad trade, right? So, that's my review of so far what I've seen from me personally in my approach. But looking at this just objectively with no trade, no position on, bounce off the 900s back to VWAP, not a lot of direction out of this. We're starting to consolidate. Do we start to push off and run towards the highs again? That could make a case for a movement to break out to the upside, right? We pulled back down, got through VWAP, buyers stepping into the 900s. We want to crack back through the 925s all the way up here where we have quite a bit of liquidity sitting right now on bookmap. I could see that. I don't love the long from down here as much now. Why? Because we already started to bounce, right? Just simple price action and market structure. We didn't come down and get this movement, right? We got it up here. Now, if we continue to sell off, we're breaking below lows and really starting to form some downtrend structure, right? That would be sellers really being in control, trying to bring this price lower, at least the way that I interpret price action market structure from a very technical way. I want the first test of levels. I like impulsive moves into my level to take that first bounce and not try to hold on to it all day, anticipating a move to the upside. So this didn't set up beautifully for me yet. Let's see what we get. I'm going to watch bookmap, watch this level down here. I still think we're coming to sweep overnight low. If we do, I still think we're going to bounce. I don't love it as much. Definitely wouldn't go full risk on that one. So we'll see. We start to blast off from here. I'm not taking along. I'm not taking along with a stop just below this level. That's definitely a play. If you say, hey, man, bulls are in town all week, get long. We pulled back, stop loss way down here. You run it from the 15-minute chart. Nothing wrong with that, in my humble opinion. Just not my setup. Not going to get a lot of continuation trades with the way that I'm structuring these. But that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking at trading wise. Trade one instrument. Yep. By the way, what's up with the T1F Top 1 Futures controversy? There was some rule adjustments about a week ago. They applied them to old legacy accounts, which wasn't done in the first place. They gave everybody an option to either take a refund if you didn't want to trade anymore with those old accounts that you paid for, even if you were trading them, or get a reset if you were in drawdown by I think 0.5%. They knocked it down to on the new rules. Outside of that, I see a lot of people talking crap across Twitter or Instagram or socials. Just in my biased opinion, seems to be like the competition and affiliates of the competition. But I try to stay out of that drama, just make a decision for myself. I'm biased, right? So, I don't know. I don't know how much you want to hear from me, but I would listen to the CEO, right? I would look on Payout Junction. I would look at third-party sites. How does the company look to you personally? What's the offering look like? Do they seem like they're making these changes for the right reason, even though they are changes and nobody likes them, especially pretty quick from the launch? And make that decision for yourself. That's what I'd encourage you. And kind of decide on that for yourself. It does make sense. Everyone has their own edge. I was a trader at a tier 1 prop firm. Nice. Moved to trade on my own. Found that a lot of the guys focused on the overall market, gold, bond, stock market. Yeah, I hear that. I've seen a lot of guys. This is just outside view, so I don't know how much this counts for anything. But I've seen a lot of guys work at risk desk, right? In currency markets and different things like that. And they usually keep a read on everything, but for the most part, the guy that's focused or the team that's focused on gold or Euro, USD, they're really, really focused and trading one thing, right? And then there's somebody else or a team focused in trading one other thing. I do think a lot of those guys are heavily focused on fundamentals, all of the correlated underlying assets. It's kind of just a different world. But again, as far as being a really technical focused price action, market structure, volume, order flow trader, right? I'm relying a lot on pattern recognition and a little bit of discretion, a little bit of intuition, right? That implicit memory. And I think you build that much stronger and quicker if you're hyper focused on one asset. There we go, man. Bounce right off of VWAP. Beautiful. I know the ASFX boys are getting paid today. I know somebody took that one off VWAP. I'm gonna have to hop on X after and see who got paid on that one. But yeah, that's my thought process on that, man. But again, gonna be different for everybody. So up 1,500 on a very aggressive short. Pull back from nice. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Ooh, this could be a long setup coming, man. Not wanting to come back down through the lows all the way back to VWAP. That looks like we want to go blast back through, check out the 15s into the 25s. We got liquidity right above. Sellers are not able to hold this thing lower. I'm not jumping in on this, guys. I don't have a trade set up here. I'm looking aggressively long on a sweep of overnight low down into liquidity that's sitting down below here. Cautious of the 882s, which is sitting on the book. Kind of a problem for this long. But this looks like buyers are really trying VWAP here. We start to break. I think we're quickly going to move towards the 925s where we have 161 on the book, all the way back up to highs of the session that we tested multiple times. We come back up here to hit this again, and we start hammering into a resistance zone. I think there's a good chance to break. But right now, gun to my head, I'm flat first because I just don't have good direction on this. But I'm waiting long, waiting for long off of a lower level. But good questions, good convos, man. Nice. Jose's in and out. Good morning, Ralph. Long off settlement. Very nice, man. Very nice. Talking about United Healthcare not holding up, might bring the market down. Sure. Fundamentals. I'm not the big fundamental guy myself. Also looks like candle closing under London 830. Sure. Taking aggressive short now. Stop loss just above VWAP. There you go, man. If you were taking it, if you're taking it from up here with stop loss above VWAP, nice, man. Nice. That bounce, missed it. Yeah, man. This is. I mean, I'm not the strictly VWAP trader, but man, I think if you had nothing else on your chart, yeah, here we go. This looks strong to the upside. Like I just said, we start to break out above this level and close. I think we're quickly headed back to the 915s, 917s. This area, this point of control, potentially higher. So there's the play off the 900s. Just did not get my level tested. Back through VWAP. This is not really any kind of clean setup for me. Not even a clean setup. It's just no setup for me. But yeah, if you had nothing else on your chart and you were just going to trade off of VWAP, I think you could do pretty well. Especially if you watched one instrument, you got real comfortable with what these breaks and holds looked like. Yeah, man, quick, almost 10-point bounces. Can make that work. Looks like going to start bouncing and having those aggressive wicks. Yeah, man. This is choppy a little bit down here. where coming through VWAP, that was a lot of buying pressure that stepped in and brought that right back to VWAP. You know, that would be an indication that we want to break out to the upside. But I'm not taking it from here. Again, too much down here, too much all the way down here on the book. Again, I'm not showing you guys bookmap right now because I want to keep this up in front of me because we're moving pretty fast. So sitting patient, right? Like I did yesterday. I don't love like the first 15, 20 minutes of the open. I know we're past that now, but it can just be too volatile and wicky. There's so much of these fake out back and forth movements. Levels do get hit, and if they do, I'm happy to trade off of them. But it can be difficult, man. And I used to do that a lot. I'd get involved like really quickly off the open. I would just be anxious. I'd be sitting there marked up, ready to roll. And I'd take like 2 or 3 back-to-back L's or a win and then 2 losses. And then I'd be done, right? I would just be straight up done for the day. And then all of the nice, easy setups present themselves. And I'm like, man, how many times do you want to run this, right? How many times do you want to just lose your capital, lose your chips, take yourself out of the game before the game even really starts? You got a whole, plenty of hours in the day to continue on. So I love to watch the open. Gets me warmed up, right? Mark my chart up ahead of time. But I do find myself doing better if I stay patient. The times you watch me take, and you can go back on my live sessions, the times you watch me take the quickest and most back-to-back losses are the closest to the open. I think that says something, right? Data doesn't lie, unfortunately. Data don't lie. So, yeah, not ripping it higher, man. Back and forth, all the way back down past this low. Yeah, man, this is a little bit dicier for this aggressive long. Tested VWAP multiple times. We come through this low. This could be dicey. I'm huffing and puffing here because this isn't bad below overnight lows, but we have 230 on the book sitting for a long period of time now at the 80. Here we come down into it at the 81s, 82s, and that's a problem. That's a problem. Anyway, I'm going to watch how this plays. I'm looking long on it off of one of these levels. I might try it twice. I'm not taking anything above a sweep of overnight low, though, at least from down here. This is too volatile, too back and forth. I think if you bought on the break of VWAP and close above, that would have sucked with a stop right below session low to get wicked out and now start to continue. We come back up on this. I do think we're headed higher, but it looked like we were headed higher right here, to be honest, right? I wouldn't have minded that if I was trading off the higher time frame. But this is getting volatile, man. Not a ton of volume, but it's definitely getting volatile. Yeah, this looks like we're going to break to the upside. Either we're going to start to consolidate and really expand here, or that was the last one. Crack to the upside above this area consolidation, sweep below lows, and now a continuation to the upside. Gun to my head, I'd be long. But I don't have a gun to my head, and I don't have a good setup, so I'm not long. But gun to my head, I'd be long off that close right there. Stop just below this if you wanted to try something aggressive from up here. It's just pretty volatile and choppy, and I think we can come through these lows. But this just feels like buyers don't want to let it, not feels, but buyers are not want to let this thing move lower yet. We might leave this stuff on the book down here and leave overnight alone. Yeah, this is choppy, guys. I don't like this. I don't like this. This is choppy. Let's see. VWAP and volume can be very powerful. Absolutely, man. Yeah, by the time those setups come, mentally probably worn out. Yeah, absolutely. Wrapping up now if I lose overtrade. Yeah, man. Listen, guys, get in, get out, get paid, right? As that take profit trader saying goes. Don't continue to trade on, right? Set personal daily loss limits, set max risk per trade, risk per day, and also maybe consider a max number of trades. Continually going green to red is a problem that you're creating for yourself. Especially if your setup is not there. And if you are green on the day, just wrap it up, man. Congratulations. Good job. You did what you're supposed to do. Don't push it. Especially if you find that to be a weak point for you. Everybody's different. Some guys struggle to continue trading. But wrap it up, man. Wrap it up. Lock yourself out if you're on Project X. Close it out for the day so you're not even tempted at all. And that's it. Nothing wrong with that. Wait for someone to hit. See what was the Yep. NQ. Smart overtraded, went from green to red. Yeah, here we go. We're talking about it, unfortunately. Testing London and NQ open in the same spot. Yep. Crazy day testing. Yeah, becoming a barcoding morning. Thanks, Jose. Yep, true. Ralph. Prior day low. Yeah. A lot of consolidation here. A lot of wiki consolidation here. Let's see if we come and sweep this overnight low level. I'm cautious that if we do finally break out of this, buyers give it up and sellers step in, that we could come and hit that lower level of liquidity on bookmap, which would be deep into the low 80s. But I'm probably going to try my first level right around that 95, below that overnight low for a long. I could see that as one final wick before maybe we bounce again, and that would be enough for me to grab a little bit of it. But this is choppy, man. Chopping below VWAP. We've expanded it a couple times right back towards the middle. Not wanting to give up value area low, not wanting to get above VWAP and really continue. But this could be tough. This is turning into a little bit of directionless movement for me. But let's wait and see, man. Appreciate you guys hopping on. Got a bunch of people on. Welcome to the show. Welcome. If you guys are interested in what I am trading on right here, this is top one futures on Project X. I've got 350K straight to funded prop accounts getting copy traded. You guys want to check it out. Code RDF gets you 50% off plus anytime payouts and no DLL. That's their deal right now. 40% off. Better than the normal promo that they have on the site, which is sweet. Shout out Top One Futures. Remember, I'm affiliated. I'm partnered. I can't stand to be unbiased if I stand to make money. Important to be transparent about that. And I think if everybody was, it would just be easier. But I'm bullish as hell on the company. I'm bullish as hell on their program. Obviously, you guys see me trading it. Really solid rule set, I love the instant funded on Project X. I love not having to take evals, waste time and mental capital and potentially money, failing them. Trading for multiple days to make money that I'm never going to be able to withdraw. I like the $6,000 max loss limit. It's sweet. There's definitely a double-edged sword with instant funded accounts, right? You have a consistency rule, 20% consistency rule. That's a little bit different than what you see at firms like Top Step. But that link brings you to the site. You can check it out. That is my link. And code RDF if you want to support your boy. But I'd head to the site, head to the frequently asked questions page, same way that you would with any other firm, and read through all of the rules, regulations, info on payouts, everything. You got questions, hit their support. Get the detailed info before you decide to put your hard-earned money anywhere. That's what I would recommend to anybody. Watching this chop and consolidation here, man. Huh. Interesting. And I'm like, I'm getting aggressive on these accounts, man. I'm on here to not have no trade sessions at all. I really am. I wait patiently, and I'm going to put them on aggressively, man. And I'll take back-to-back wins, back-to-back losses quick if I have to. But if I don't have a setup, man, I don't have a setup. So it's not even like I don't want to take a B grade setup. I just don't have a setup here. If you're a range trader, you're Dobie from Top Step, maybe you're eating it up, selling off the highs, buying off the lows, right out of consolidation, stop loss just below. Outside of this, for the last, what is this? Yeah, 30 minutes, choppy consolidation. Here we are. So let's see what we get from here. Hang tight with you guys, see if we start to get something that's clean. The mentality channel. Yeah, man. Listen, I love talking mentality, man. Edge is important, right? Having a consistent way to enter and exit the market, really having a good read of price action, market structure, the tools that you use, all that stuff is important, right? And you can't trade with just a great, psychology or mindset. So that's important. But in my humble opinion, and I think a lot of traders would agree with this, what separates the guys who do really well or just the consistent winners from the guys that are not making any money and struggling, it's not a special tool. It's not a special strategy. It's their mindset. It's their confidence. It's their emotional control and regulation. It's the way they think about trading. In the words of Mark Douglas, again, that's a quote right out of his book. That's why I talk about mindset. That's why I talk about that stuff so much. Obviously, we all want to be here talking about the chart, what the hell we're doing and why. But behind all that is the psychology piece, which is why you can learn technical analysis pretty quickly. You could spend a couple months in the market and lose money for years and years and years at essentially a break-even game. We have equity. So many people have equity curves, including myself when I started out, for a long period of time that goes straight down. How is that possible? If you hit buy and sell with a one-to-one and there were no spreads or fees or commissions or swaps, if you're trading Forex, you theoretically would end up at one-to-one in a random market, right? Nobody even hits that. Nobody ends up break even for a long period of time. So mindset, psychology. Zach, in your opinion, would you wait for the afternoon to take a trade or call it a day? For me personally, I'm here with you guys trading. I'm waiting for a setup right here as this continues to develop. If I don't get anything, what I typically do after a couple hours of staring at the chart with you guys here live, I step away. I set some TradingView alerts at levels that I'm interested in, usually before, so I can hop back on the chart, watch what's going on bookmap, order flow, the chart itself, and then decide to continue trading. And that could come, later into the morning or into the afternoon. I'm not really a fan of trading power hour anymore. It was fun to do on Top Step TV for a while, but I'm not a big fan of trading like that late into the afternoon. I think it can be kind of a different ball game, right? And I'm hyper focused on the open at the price action structure, the way the market moves, order flow around this time. So I think I'm going to perform best in the first few hours. So I don't love trading into the late afternoon, but as setups start to form, I will look for something else as well. So, but yeah, for you personally, if you're like burnt or you took a couple losses or it's just not playing out nicely for you, wrap it up. Yeah, man, I don't know. Choppy consolidation, back towards VWAP here. We cracked this high. I think this is all we were going to do. Pull down, just have stupid choppy consolidation, and then that's my highly professional technical analysis, stupid choppy consolidation. I think we start to crack towards the 25s. If we do that, I think we start to grind to the upside. We cracked these lows after this much consolidation and back and forth. I'm cautious. It's just not great structure for me today. 900s for that initial bounce play was the only thing. If I was very aggressive, 5,900, right? I framed it, I eyeballed it. Again, for the reasons that I talked about, kept myself out of that one. Not technically a missed opportunity. And again, I have to look back and say, okay, well, you were considering this. If this happened instead of what happened today, would you be upset and disappointed? Would that have been a bad loss to take? And the answer is yes. So that tells me, no missed trade. Just that's the closest thing that I had to a valid setup. But after that, we didn't continue the upside. We did bounce off those lows a handful of times, but choppy consolidation. But yeah, great questions from the chat, guys. Appreciate you guys being on, hanging out. All-time high soon. Nice. Switch to gold. Nice. It does look like it's accumulating to fall. Potentially. Right? Potentially. Zach, which VWAP the one are you using on Project X? Yeah, VWAP. Standard VWAP, standard session VWAP in the indicators tab. You click on indicators, I got a couple things highlighted here, but VWAP, volume weighted average price. You can use other anchored VWAPs, which I've used before over here. I don't have any of those on my chart. This is just the standard session VWAP. That's it right here. Here's settings for it. Standard. I believe the only thing I have changed on this is the color. That's it, my friend. When I first started trading, I was down 8K in a couple months for not to be on point with my mental side of trading. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. If VIX and ES closed green today, look out below. Bob calling out some fundamentals. Could see it. Market shopped my butt trying to long it. I guess you meant to say chopped. Daily lost some hit. Yeah, brother, I feel it. I feel it. This is tough, man. This is tough. And this didn't look bad. Like, this isn't a bad play, right? Like, I don't think that would have been bad. And that would have been like a real tough one to take. We smash back up to VWAP here. We don't close below. Maybe you keep yourself out. We wick down, buyers step in aggressively. You wait, we start to close above, and then we just like crack to the downside to sweep the low. That's frustrating. Maybe you say, hey, wick out above consolidation, close above VWAP fails, and you take the breakout to the downside right here, and here we are back up to VWAP. So that consolidation to be selling or buying breakouts from can be very frustrating to work with for sure. So this could be a tough one for a lot of guys. I could see this. And that would look even really good to the downside, right? Failure to get above. We come down, we can't get above VWAP, we crack, sweep the highs, take everybody out, and then break the low. That, like, I'm sure people were hopping in on this. Maybe on a retest of like value area low with stop loss just above here. And, you're not out yet. We'll see how that potentially would play to the downside, but you would be sweating. So this is just not great structure, man. These NYSE sessions have been a little bit tough. And again, I'm not the dumb super scalper who takes 47,000 trades on the live, but like I've talked about a couple times, I'm getting aggressive with you guys. I mean, I'm trading here on the mini chart, tight stop losses, aggressively, in and out of trades in a couple minutes. But if there's no setup for me, I try not to just take stupid losses back to back, because I don't think that's definitely not helpful for my P&L. I don't think it's helpful for you guys. So anyway, but I don't like sitting on here and not taking a trade. So I'm patiently waiting. I don't have a long breaking out above. I'm looking long down here. Bookmap is still sitting on the chart. Down to the 95s. I could see that sweep, and I don't know if it would be lookout below towards the 82s, all the way down there, or even lower. But I would try it aggressively long, sweeping below these lows for a bounce at least back up. But it would be tough. It would be buying after a lot of consolidation, breaking above, and then a crack below, right? But that's really the only thing I have for a play on this. So I'm going to wait patiently on that and hang out with you guys and answer some good questions, man. Oh, man. What's up? Use anchored VWAP. Yeah, man. You're either stop loss for both long and shorts. Newbie trader. Instant we were messaging. Awesome, man. Welcome to the show. Haven't gotten paid by Top 1 Futures yet, man. If you're watching the journey here, they've opened up about, a month and a half now. I've been working on these 150Ks, but no payout for me from them just yet. But hop on the live, man. You'll watch me run them up. You watch me do well like this week, and you won't have to ask me. That's why I trade live on here. Daily loss limit hit. Chop my butt. Yeah, we talked about that. I've used anchored VWAP. What's up, Nathan? What's going on, guys? I've used VWAP in the past, anchored VWAP in the past quite a bit. I've kind of taken to volume profile, levels from volume profile, and visible range volume profile over anchored VWAPs. I think NYSE session anchored VWAP to 9:30 a.m. can be very powerful. I think prior day anchored VWAP to NYSE session from the prior day can be very powerful, can be super helpful. Anchored VWAP off of important key lows or highs, I think can be pretty sweet to work with, but it's up to you. If you really wanted to trade with VWAP and anchored VWAP, I would say Austin Silver, Evan, the ASFX team are going to be really solid. They work closely with Brian Shannon, whose book I would read, who's kind of the godfather of the anchored VWAP. He has a book all about anchored VWAP. That's a solid one if you really want to get the detailed info on anchored VWAP and make that part of your approach. That's what I would look into. Back to VWAP chopping around here, man. Whole lot of nothing, dude. Whole lot of nothing. We're gonna have to wait and see on this one, man. No setup, man. Back and forth. Yeah, talking about some of what we've been seeing for the NYSE session and working towards it in these accounts, man. It's been very back and forth for me. Choppy, small wins, small losses, not a ton of clean setups. It's tough. And I was talking about that on Friday. I had a very back and forth week Friday, ended small green in the top one accounts, a little bit greener in top step accounts. But that stuff used to send me for tilt, wanting to make progress, wanting to push it towards, getting paid on them really quick, hitting some arbitrary goal, and it turns into gambling. Turns into no edge, turns into, well, I traded all week and the market owes me for my time and I'm going to get paid. And that is a death sentence. Here we go to the upside, man. Damn. Garbage. That's what I'm looking at here. This is just garbage so far. Looks like we want to break out to the downside when we come lower. Looks like we want to break out to the upside when we come higher. Long bias if I'm looking at higher time frames, but ton of liquidity down below on bookmap. A ton. So not long above that is my play. Not long above that. Nathan, long off VWAP. Third time's the charm. All right. Let's see it, man. You stop loss below session lows. This price action is the kind that burns account. Yeah. I would risk selling too low. Why not place a low risk trade? Yeah, send it, brother. Do your thing. That's awesome. If that's your approach, go for it. And if that's how you define a low risk trade, then I would send it, man. Third time's a charm. 903.50. That looks like that's the entry. Send it, brother. Do your thing. Do your thing. Oh, that's your stop. I'm sorry. That's where your stop was. Just below. Okay. Let's see the upside for Nathan. Again, yeah, sitting patient here. No setup for me, right? I don't know if you're asking me personally, de jour, Brooks, why I wouldn't take a short off of this specifically. Doesn't line up with my approach. We got liquidity all the way above. We came down here, ton of liquidity down below. I'm looking long on this really initially just based on the constant move to the upside that we've been seeing day over day. I will definitely aggressively look short, but it would be off of a key level, off of a nice level of structure. This would just be a short above consolidation. If you're a range trader and that's your play, then I think you got to take those all day, right? But that's not what I'm doing here. I'm not strictly just trading off of consolidation, tops and bottoms, which can be dangerous, which can be powerful. If that's how you see the market, wait for some range to set up, mark off highs and lows, enter right at the highs, sell, stop loss above. You find a way to maybe utilize ATR, something like that. Absolutely do your thing. Send it, as the kids say. Interesting. Watching bookmap, we got some coming off the book down below. That could mean a couple of things. 905 is the last bit. The 900s are light. The stuff that was at the 97.5 for a while is off. The 82s is off. The big stack that was there. Yeah, this is dicey, guys. This is just ugly price action. Ugly price action. Oh, 903 entry off value area low. Looking for value area. Beautiful. Beautiful, dude. Beautiful. Very nice. Sitting patient. We're going to have to watch it. Well, chat. Well, chat. Sweep above, pull back down. Yeah, no good direction on this. I'm just getting something set up here, guys. Getting something set up here. Since we're sitting here watching the market chop around, do you guys know what time it is? Does anybody know in the chat what time it might be? Giveaway time. Giveaway time, guys. We got 46 people on the live right now. That's what I'm looking at. Oh, I'm dropping down. I'm going to make it hard for you guys. I'm going to make it hard because we're going to hang out for a minute. I'm not done trading. 50 likes. We got 23 on here right now. Smash the like button at 50 likes on the live. A form will drop in the chat. You guys will have a chance to fill it out. I'll give you guys about 10 minutes. No purchase necessary. Regular contact information. Somebody's going to win a 50K straight to funded from Top 1 Futures right here, right now. Smash the like button. I'm going to hang out with you guys. I'm going to make it a little bit steep. I'm going to go for the 50 like mark. We're going to push it today. I think you guys have it in you, though. We got more people hopping on right now. Everybody's calling their friends. Hop on the live. Come and get the come and get the 50K straight to funded. We're up to 32 likes. At 50 likes, form will drop. I'll pin it in the chat. You guys fill it out. You'll have about 10 minutes to fill it out. I'll randomly pick somebody. I do a random number selector. I am not biased. I don't care. Maybe you could tell by the people that are in my chat and community all the time getting mad because they don't win it, but it's random, guys. Random means random. I try to be as fair as we possibly can. But form is ready to go. Smash the like button and go ahead and smash subscribe if you want to get alerted for when I go live and maybe get a chance at win it next time. But we're giving away one 50K straight to funded account with Top 1 Futures at 50 likes. Perfect. We got 50 people on here. There was a whole bunch more before. Looks like 130 have cycled on and off the live. Smash the like button, guys. Form will drop. I'll give you 10 minutes. I'll see when we hit that 50 like mark, and someone will get a 50K straight to funded account. No evaluation, no activation fee. Shout out Top 1 Futures supporting this stuff. It's really cool. I love to run these lives. I love to give back. I used to love free stuff when I was hanging out on people's live sessions. It's fun. It feels good. I think it can make a difference, especially if you don't have to try to pass an eval and you know what you're doing. I'd love to see some guys or girls that win it make it to payouts. That would feel really fun. But in any event, somebody's going to win something worth a couple $100. So we're up to 40 likes. We got 50 people on here. If everybody just clicks the like button right now, we would get the form to drop. But go ahead, guys. I'll be waiting on it. I'm hanging tight. I'm not going anywhere. But I'm going to go grab some water. Smash the like button. We'll see what it looks like. 44 coming up quick. Let's go, guys. Smash the like button. Where are we at? 49 likes. Let's go, guys. 49 likes. You guys are now you're doing it to yourself. You're making it interesting. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, 50 likes. All right, guys. Form's about to drop. Let's go. Here we go. All right. Giveaway. Let me read the chat as this one drops. I love doing these, man. They're super fun. And I really like to do them when I don't have a setup. I think it's annoying to just not have one. I don't want to trade stupid setups, but you know, I never really loved watching someone not trade. It was nice to it was comforting sometimes, but could be a little bit boring. Anyway, there is the form. The responder form is live in the chat. Go ahead and fill that bad boy out. That is the 514 live giveaway form. You guys will have 10 minutes before I get the random number selector up there. No purchase necessary. Remember, don't be mad. Don't spam the form. Don't spam the form. Warning, I try to say this every time. Everybody's been pretty good. Don't fill the form out more than once. Don't fill the form out with more than one piece of contact information. If you do, I will make sure that you don't win. This comes straight from Top 1 Futures. It's not a code like you can use it on your other one. You will have to use the email that you provide, and you're only allowed to have one account. So don't ruin it for yourself. Don't ruin it for everybody else. If you spam it, I will not pick you. If you cheat by entering 100 different emails, I'll know because I'll have more people entered than I have on the stream. And when it comes time to actually get it, if you win, you won't be able to use it. So don't do that, man. Be fair. We're giving out multiple every week. Again, this is why I love doing it, guys. We have there's 44 people on here now. 41 people. You have a 1 in 41 chance of winning. I don't know. No, we're good. Guys, keep going. Nobody won yet. We say damn most fast. Fill the form out. You have 10 minutes. Fill the form out. No, we're good. Nobody won yet. What are we saying? Damn, that was fast. There we go. Form is live. You guys have 10 minutes. Here, ready? I'm going to set the timer right now. 10:52. Form will close at 10:52, and then we pick somebody. Form's live. Go ahead and fill it out. Let me make sure we got responses coming in. Yup, 19 responses so far. Form's live. Everybody chill out. Don't worry, guys. You got 10 minutes. No purchase necessary. Fill the form out. Again, don't spam the form. I see a bunch of numbers. Giveaway time. Yes, it is, guys. It is. To those who said, damn, that was fast, I missed it. You didn't miss anything. Form's live right now. You're on it. Random times, random days. Today is one of those random times and random days. Go ahead and fill it out, guys, and we will get someone a 50K account. Oh, you guys were counting down the likes. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Share this. Hell yeah. Liked with off. Nice. Praying I win. What's up, guys? What's up, Joey? That's a familiar face. What's happening, guys? What's up? Ton of you guys from the chat. Nice to see you guys from Discord. Again, if you don't know, 100% free trading Discord. Not a VIP feeder program. I'm not trying to push a course or even coaching at this point. I'm happy to be on here, getting supported on the back end by you guys in this nice mutually beneficial code link situation, right? I think that's a pretty fun way to do this. But you don't have to do anything, right? Free means free. I'm free on here every damn day. I'm free in Discord. You could ask me questions. You could hang out, not do anything other than fill out that form and try to win an account. And that's cool too, man. I think that's the nice option of doing this stuff this way. Over here blowing on dice, Coop. Yeah, guys, you got until, again, I'm going to say it again, 11:52. That would be about 8 minutes from now. The form is live in the chat. I'm giving you plenty of time. Get that filled out, and we will pick a winner. I see responses rolling in. Very nice. Very nice. Like I said, don't spam it. Don't fill it out with more than one email. You will not be able to use the account because you can only have one account with Top 1 Futures. If the person that wins it asks to get a different account because they have a different email, you're not getting it. It's going to go to someone else. So don't do that. And if you spam it, I'll definitely just not pick you. So, but plenty of time, man. Hang on here again. It's 40 submissions. You have a 1 in 40 chance to win. I don't know many giveaways that give you a 1 in 40 chance to win. Not many other people's live streams, or if I do it on Twitter or Instagram, it's always like 1,000 or more people. So it's awesome. I love doing it on here. as the market has done nothing. It's done a whole lot of nothing. We broke above the high again, guys. We came back in to chop around. This is garbage. This is just straight garbage. This is VWAP chop, below VWAP. Maybe now we're going to break to the downside. Maybe. But this has just been a lot of nothing. A lot of nothing for me. No opportunity, so keep myself out of bad trades. You know, that's it. No problem. Hang out with you guys. Talk the markets. Wait patiently, right? Trade. Sometimes flat is a position. And give away accounts. That's fun. Damn, 50 likes, that came fast. Yeah, 55 likes. See, you guys got some juice, man. That's why I was like, you know what? Let me ask. Let me ask for a little bit more. I know you guys have it in you. We're up in that number. We're up in that number next time. We're going to get to 60 next time. And remember, if you don't win today, look, 56, we're still going. If you don't win today, there's another one on the board for this week. Another one on the board for this week. I don't give that information except for you guys here on the live, so you can keep count and decide when you want to hop on or not. But if you hopped on, I see we got more people hopping on. If you just hopped on, form is in the chat to win a 50K straight to funded account. Somebody's about to win it. I'm going to close the form at 10:52. Only a couple minutes from right now, so get that filled out. Basic contact information if you want to. Again, you don't have to do anything. You can just hang out here. Somebody's going to win a 50K straight to funded account with Top 1 Futures. Get funded today. Be trading in an account that they stand to withdraw from. Maybe starting tomorrow if you act quickly. But yeah, man, it's awesome. VWAP bounce at 941 on NQ, done for the day. Beautiful. Beautiful, man. Do your thing. Nothing wrong with trading VWAP. Barcode nonsense. Chop fest. Yeah. This is kind of ugly. It's looking like we want to maybe try the downside just based on this continued failure to move higher. But again, as we come up, it looks really nice and bullish, right? That's the problem with consolidation like this. So I'm going to hang out, honestly, just framing my trading while we're waiting for you guys to fill the form out. Get ready for someone to win the Top 1 Futures 50K. I'm going to look for a sweep below these lows, the way that I've been looking on it all day. I could see the 90s now, the 890s being hit. That's the last stack of liquidity on the book down below overnight low. I could see that for a potential move back up and then maybe just chop around, right? Like I talked about before we got started. We've had some big movements this week and we have no news. So what did I say like 47 times when I first hopped on when we were looking at the daily? Cautious of chop and consolidation. I'm cautious of just this right here, right? I don't not take a trade. I was waiting patiently to take one, 17 minutes into the open. I just didn't have a level hit. But I do anticipate potentially a higher chance of this happening if it's a complete no news at all type of day. And if we've had a lot of big movement recently, right? Market typically just doesn't print massive candles over and over and over again in one direction. We get some consolidation, we get some pullback, we get some rebalancing, and then we kind of continue what we're doing. But yeah, anyway, framing this just in case I don't get something on after this giveaway, I'd be looking at the 90s, right? So I'd be setting alerts on TradingView down below price if we come and check out that to the downside. I think that would be a pretty aggressive move, a sweep below overnight low, So I'd be setting some alerts down below price to start looking at the chart for a long. To the upside, if we move to the upside from here, I really don't have much. There's been a lot of liquidity up at the 25s. I could consider a test up here for a short, right? It would be counter to the higher time frame movement. I don't like this as much as the long, but I would consider a really aggressive, bounce play, kind of like what you saw me take yesterday, right? For a nice win, something that I would really aggressive manage pretty tightly. If we had a bunch of stacks of orders sitting up here right around these key levels, not a whole lot that would just feed the move to the upside when we got up here. So I'd be setting some alerts on the way up here, right into the 20s, the 920s. But in this area, I don't want to pick it. I don't want to fade it. It's not my play. I'm not a strict range trader. There are times when the ranges are lining up with my key levels and it's going to be a nice clean setup. But until that happens, I don't have a trade. So that's my thought process. I try to leave you guys, like I talked about earlier, if I've talked about in some of these sessions, if I don't have a trade, I try to leave you with really clear insight into exactly what I'm going to do, which is short above and around the 925s, 927s, if order flow is lining up. And what does that mean? Again, stacks of orders right around that get filled with not a whole lot above. Conversely, to the downside, I'm going to watch the overnight low level, what I call overnight low, that 896-ish for a potential sweep and a long. But I'm cautious down to the 890s, so I would wait to see what happens around that level. And if we got to the 890s, take it aggressively long from down there. If order flow looks the same, if the ladder looks the same, where we've got, a couple hundred on the book down there, and then not a whole lot below. In between all this, your guess is as good as mine. So that's the thought process. This market is so bad today. Yeah, Ryan, what's going on, man? Yeah, this is pretty choppy, man. Taking like one trade in London, nothing else actionable for me. Yeah, I think the only what opportunity does this present? Sometimes I look back up at the market and I say, like, what could I have done here? Whoa, that's not what I want to do. I think if you're a range trader, right? I think if you're a range trader and you are selling off of these highs, right, kind of top end of the range, and you're buying off of these lows and looking to sell the highs, that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. And even that could be a little bit dicey because we got a sweep below this level here, right? Above this level here, excuse me. And we got a sweep below these levels right here. If you're trading this directionally, which most people do on US indices to a degree, right? They're not just straight up range traders. This would be frustrating. This would be frustrating for a long. This would be really frustrating for a short. So, keeping yourself out of consolidation sometimes, just chilling out when the market's not really doing anything, can be a massive benefit. But now that I yapped a little bit, we passed the time. 10:52 coming up right now, guys. If you are hopping on here late, I'm sorry to yell into the mic. Last chance. Form is pinned to the chat. Somebody's about to win a $50K straight to funded account from Top 1 Futures. Get the form filled out. Don't spam it. Don't fill it out more than once. Use good contact information because you're going to have to use that when you get the account. And I'm going to give you guys another minute here. We're going to cut it at 10:53. One more minute to get this filled out. And I am getting ready to stop it. Somebody didn't listen. They filled it out more than once, but that's okay. Somebody filled it out multiple times. All good. But yeah, we're gonna get somebody selected on this one, getting the number generator pulled up, random number generator, so it's nice and even. Let's go. Last chance, guys. Get the form filled out. There's always like stragglers on here. People are always filling it out like down to the last minute. And I guess it's that people hop on and off the live, which, is not really who I leave 10 minutes for. It's for you guys that are on here when I announce it. But here we go. Yep, one more person in. We're going to clip it right there. And form is getting shut down. Boom. Okay. We are done. No longer accepting responses. Let's get the link to sheet. Everybody gets good luck except for the person that didn't listen to what I said and spammed it. You're definitely not going to win, but that's okay. We don't have to talk too much about that. That's an easy one. Let me just see who that is so I can make sure they don't win. And good luck, everybody. We have how many responses? We have 51 responses today. Nice. Let me go ahead and get this opened up. Beautiful. We have 51 responses. We are going to hit a random number selector right here. Somebody is winning a 50K straight to funded. Remember, guys, if you don't win today, you got 2 more days where I'm giving away an account. It's not going to be both days, but either tomorrow or Friday. I'm going to give you guys the heads up. One of those days, I'm going to give away a 50K. If you don't win today, hop back on, hang out with me. You don't have to do anything. Free means free. But if you want to win, that's what you can do. Smash like, smash subscribe. If you don't win, as I'm setting this up and waiting for it to load, if you don't win and you want to check out Top 1 Futures with 40% off and anytime payouts and no daily loss limit, that's the link in the chat. Code RDF to support your boy and to get you the best deal. All right, here we go. We have numbers 2 through 52 picked out because there's the first one that is blocked. We have a random number selector up. Let's see who is the winner. Remember the one person that I can't pick? Yeah, I'm going to get your name on there. Cool. Yeah, I'm just going to see if it lands on you. All right, here we go. We have random number selector is live. Number 5. One of the first people to hop on and fill it out. There you go. Let's see who number 5 is. Make sure it's not the person that filled it out 47 times. Number 5 is Nathan Weber. I actually know that name. I think. Nathan W. Sorry, I don't mean to dox you by your last name. Nathan W. But I think your name is actually full on YouTube. But anyway, man, Nathan wins. I think I know who this is. You guys all have really similar names, so I could be wrong. I don't want to give an indication that it's the wrong person. We had a couple people win with the same names, and we didn't know who was who, but obviously I know who's who. But Nathan, number 5, you win a $50K straight to funded account with Top 1 Futures. I'm fairly certain this person is from the Discord community, which is always cool to see. I've had a lot of people that I have no clue who you are, but you're on here on the live. Congrats, Nate W. Well done. You win the 50K. Remember, guys, if you didn't win today, you got more chances this week. I love doing these. Very grateful to have you guys on. They're super fun. Congrats, everybody. Say congrats if you want to. Be a good sport. And subscribe, man. I'm here at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Friday. You got another chance to win. And if you don't win, then guess what? I'm not done giving away accounts. It's going to be every week coming up. More than happy to have you guys on here. So congrats. There we go. Oh, look at that. He's on here. Hell yeah. Let's go. Yeah, man. Again, random is random, right? Random number selector. Outside of somebody who spammed the form, which had no chance of winning. Which is okay, but I can't give it to the people who spam it. But anyway, well done, guys. Thanks for playing. Come back tomorrow. Come back Friday. We got one more account to give out. It won't be both days. Remember, random day, random time. I will see you guys on the next one if you're hopping off now. I'm gonna frame some trade ideas out with you before I jump off. We're gonna take a look and see what this market looks like before we wrap it up. But let me go ahead and take some screenshots. This way, when you guys go, it's not random, he's picking his friends, you can see the random number selector. If I like to have receipts. If I need to back that up, right? We can see the response form. Let's get some screenshots taken. Boom. Nice. Awesome. Well done, guys. Thanks for playing. And yeah, congrats, man. Enjoy the stream. Have a great day. Absolutely. So, guys, before we wrap up, just to frame this out one more time, what I'm looking at, so you know how I'm going to trade right into the afternoon. I am looking long. Can I mark it out with something nice? Yeah. I'm looking long up around this level. Let me use the zone. Yeah. I'm going to be looking long around that zone. Excuse me. Short around that zone there. Let me not mess that up. Idea for short number 1 is going to be all the way from this overnight low level to the 90s. We have liquidity sitting down here at the 90s. I'm cautious of jumping in short right up here off of overnight. Pause. I'm sorry. Got jacked up from the giveaway. I will not mess up saying long and short again. Let me pause and correct myself. I'm looking long down here off of this level after a sweep of overnight low back up towards VWAP. Sorry, guys. I want to be correct with my statements. Long around this 58.90s if we start to crack to the downside and fill liquidity down here. I'm going to watch order flow, watch price action and market structure and volume as we come down into this level. I don't guarantee that I'm going to do anything, of course. It's subjective. It's based on the context as it forms. Trump could tweet and rip our face off and, we could dump 100 points, right? If we come to the upside, I would look short. I don't like it as much as the long down here because I'm not flowing with that higher time frame price action market structure that we've been seeing very bullish action out of ES. But I would look if we still have this stack up here at the 925s around value area high from prior day, overnight high, and prior day high. I don't know that we just blast through this without first bouncing down to an area of high volume, maybe back down towards the 59.18s. Now, both of these would be aggressive. Both of them would be fairly counter to the way that price is moving right here, right now. If we came into them, right, I would manage them aggressively the way that you saw me do over the past couple weeks. Something that I've really been working on in forward testing after working with some badass traders as I get more zoomed in, a little bit heavier size here on the mini chart. So I would look to go stop loss to break even pretty quickly if it moved into my favor. But even further than that, I would look to drag into profit aggressively and trail behind price, not letting it come back on me if we start to bounce, because we would really be breaking in one direction out of this consolidation. So I'd be cautious that we continue. That's the thought process for the rest of the day. Remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose all the money that you have to trade with and more. I'm just an idiot from YouTube. None of this is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything. This is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research, make your own decisions. I'm dead serious about all of that, okay? Read the full disclaimer. Along with that, read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says, I stand to make money. I cannot stand to be unbiased from links and codes in my content. I'm paid from code RDF, links like to Top 1 Futures, bookmap, right? Cannot stand to be unbiased. Important to be transparent about that. Do your own research. Make your own decisions. You're a human, right? We have these great decision-making abilities, these cognitive abilities. We can just do our own research and make our own decisions. That's what I think everybody should do. That's what I do myself. Thank you for being here, guys. Congrats to Nate. Very happy that you won. Again, more giveaways coming the rest of the week. Smash like, smash subscribe. Thanks for being on here. Hop on socials. Hop in the 100% free trading Discord. Link is in the chat. Link's down below this video. Check out the rest of the videos if you want to learn more about the way that I trade. It's all free on YouTube. Happy to have you guys here. Talk to you tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern, and in Discord.